How to improve memory. Self-assessment. How good is your memory? Test 1. Before I begin the journey of improving your memory, it's first necessary to assess your present memory level. Only when you have a clear picture of where you are now, will you be able to start moving towards where you would like to be. Test 1. Answer yes or no to the following statements. Do you ever go into a room and forget what you went in for? Do you have difficulty recalling passwords? Do you exercise to keep your brain active? Do you misplace your keys mobile phone often? Do you always remember your friends and relatives' birthdays? Do you have difficulty remembering people's names or phone numbers? Do you keep yourself organized? Do you often forget to purchase necessary items from the market? Do you find it difficult to learn new words and their meanings? Do you sometimes forget to lock the door of your house? Do you often forget your papers in office? Do you often get stuck in the middle of an examination? After answering the questions, record your score. Test 2. Time allowed for memorizing 3 minutes, for recalling 5 minutes. You get 3 minutes to memorize the following 30-digit number. After your time is up, turn to the recall sheet and try to write down this number within 5 minutes. The recall sheet in the resources section of this lecture. Scoring. For every digit recalled correctly in sequence, you score 1 point. Test 3. Time allowed, memorizing 5 minutes, recalling 8 minutes. Here is a list of numbered items. Take about 5 minutes to memorize the 20 items listed here by number. You must remember not only the item but which number it belongs. After 5 minutes, turn to the recall sheet and you will be asked to recall the word corresponding to each number from 1 to 20 within 8 minutes. Scoring. For every word recalled correctly, you score 1 point. Recall sheet. You will find the recall sheet in the resource section of this lecture, so open it and start score your results. If your score is between 1 to 25, you need to work on the fundamentals of memory. Pay special attention to the first section of this course and you will see a dramatic improvement in no time. If your score is between 26 to 49, you are already using a few of the memory techniques. This course will help you in further improving and enhancing your memory skills. If your score is between 50 to 62, you are using your memory very efficiently. Have a look at the contents and focus on the areas where you need to do some fine-tuning to really unleash your true potential. This course contains a lot of techniques and methods that will enable you to drastically improve level of memorizing things. After learning techniques from this course, you can perform these tests again and see the difference. Why memory training? Imagine purchasing the most expensive car in the world, but if you don't know how to drive it, what's the use of purchasing it? Similarly, we all know that the human brain works faster than the fastest computer in the world. But it's not enough to simply be aware of the potential of the human brain. One should also know how to use it to the optimum. Students are being taught different subjects like mathematics, science, computers, etc. But they miss a very important subject, the brain, with the help of which we can learn other subjects. Were you ever taught how to use this computer? When you purchase any home device like a washing machine, a microwave, or say a computer for the first time, how do you get to know how to use it? You learn through reading its instruction manual or getting a trainer to demonstrate it. Similarly, brain is a living computer more powerful and faster than anything created in any factory. This course is an effort to serve you as an instruction manual of this brain. It will enable you to first understand its mechanism and then to use it more effectively. What are the benefits of trained memory? A good memory is a powerful asset in everyone's life. Whether you're a student, an executive, a homemaker, or a businessman, the better your memory, the better are your chances of excelling in your respective fields. For students, if you are a student, think how wonderful it would be if you could remember everything that's taught in the class and recall it efficiently during the examinations. For parents, if parents have the knowledge of how to train their memory, they can guide their children to do better in school right from their childhood. Their own memory will improve dramatically by doing so, which in turn will help them in their business or profession. For homemakers, if you are a homemaker, imagine the euphoria of remembering all details of household expenses, bills, amount paid, shopping lists, prices of different items purchased, etc. For teachers, you can become your students' favorite teacher by helping them to remember their subject using memory techniques. For business people may ask what's the use of memory techniques for us when we have computers to help us out. But think of all the benefits of having names and faces of all your clients and your business transactions at your fingertips. An accurate and retentive memory is the basis of all the business success. For professionals, a doctor is almost always required to diagnose and treat a patient without having to refer to the book. Authors, computer engineers, and all other professionals also have to remember a lot of relevant information in their particular fields. So no matter what your age or profession, a good memory is important for everyone. Let's start the journey of training our memory by understanding it first and then learning the techniques and methods to use it to its optimum. Understanding memory. How many times have you misplaced your keys and wasted all your time looking for them? How often do you find yourself in an embarrassing situation where you happen to meet someone in the market who is known to you but you cannot recall the person's name? It's only later, when you are busy in some other work, that the name pops up in your head. Things get worse when it comes to studies. I'm sure as a student you have faced situations where you, even after preparing well for an exam and revising the course in the morning, you forget everything as soon as you get the question paper in your hand. And the amazing part is that when you leave the examination hall, most of the answers come back to you and you suddenly remember everything. The result is low scores even after working extremely hard. After such incidences, you might feel that you have a poor memory and may be concerned about improving it. Well, one of the best ways to try to improve it is to understand more about its nature and how it works. What is memory? Memory is the process by which information about the world is stored in our brain in order to give us a sense of who we are. It tells us what we did yesterday or 5 years ago, and it guides us on what to do tomorrow. Memories of our childhood may be triggered by a childhood song, or a romantic memory may come to mind when we listen to a particular song. Just imagine what would happen if you suddenly lose your memory. Just stop and imagine for 2 minutes. You would be good for nothing. As said about memory, all knowledge is but remembrance. If you lose your memory completely, you would have to start learning everything from scratch, just like a newborn baby. In fact, whatever we do in our life every second can be attributed to memory, as all our knowledge is based on it. An example to support this: you would not be able to read this slide right now if you didn't remember the sounds of 26 letters of the alphabet. Potential of the human memory. The human brain consists of about 100 billion neurons. Each neuron forms about 1,000 connections with other neurons, amounting to more than a trillion connections, each connection helping with many memories at a time, exponentially increasing the brain's memory storage capacity to something closer to around 2.5 petabytes or a million gigabytes. For comparison, if your brain worked like a digital video recorder in a television, 2.5 petabytes would be enough to hold 3 million hours of TV shows. You would have to leave the TV running continuously for more than 300 years to use all that storage. That means we don't have to worry about running out of space in our lifetime. But the reality is that most of us are unaware of the potential of the brain and its capacity to store information and the right way to use that. Due to this, we are not able to use its real potential, and with time and experience, develop wrong beliefs about our own memory. Some myths about memory. Myth number 1. Our memory will be full if we try to remember more. Fact. There is no limit to the capacity of memory. Most people believe that trying to remember too much would be very confusing. Rather, researchers have shown that memory is like a muscle. Just like muscle needs to be exercised and developed in order to increase its power and size, in the same way, memory can be developed using special memory skills, where you can use already remembered data as a tool to remember new data, and then increasing your memory exponentially. The fact is, the more you remember, the more you can remember. Myth number 2. My memory is failing due to age. Fact. As mentioned earlier, memory is like a muscle. Use it or lose it. It's true that neurons deplete with age, but recent studies show that we can actually develop new cells throughout our life, provided we keep exercising our brain. Like our body can be kept fit in old age, similarly, we can be mentally fit as well. Researchers suggest that new experiences and learning new information are key to memory improvement exercises. So, using memory skills, an old person can memorize better than a 20-year-old person who is not using any such skills. Myth number 3. Pills can help me improve my memory. Fact. Pills and tonics can be effective, but in a very limited way. These pills may help you to have a healthy brain by providing some necessary vitamins and minerals required by the brain to function efficiently, but a healthy brain does not guarantee a good memory. You might be having a healthy body, but that does not assure that you are a good athlete. For that, you need to be trained. Similarly, the easiest way to improve your memory is to learn memory techniques. Myth number 4. Different people have different memory. Fact. Each one of us has the same hardware, brain with almost the same mass, size, neurons as far as built up is concerned. So the difference in the working of memory of different people lies in the utilization levels and not in the built-in capacity.